wouldn't the doctors maybe start be seeing this stuff too? Wouldn't they see some of this stuff too? And yes, because he had some people just like I did in the beginning that came and told him, "Oh, it's like it's horrific. It's like so many people are having problems with it, and we're like pulling it out of people, and it's like it's bad." And so this guy's hospital was like, "You better shut up." So he's like, I can't talk to you anymore. So it's the same stuff. A lot of this truth is being suppressed.
Totally.
It's friggin' crazy.
Yeah.
Uh, if we could get past that, if we could let people come out and share their information on a more massive scale, then people would be like, oh, dang, this I need to get I need to get on something and clean it all out of me because pretty much everybody's got it now, thanks
Yes.
to that vaccination. And of course, he said, and we have that, and then of course I haven't even gone into the cancer rates that are skyrocketing, 25% more than they have been in the past, and the deaths of newborns and expectant mothers because they forced the vaccination on them
Yes.
too,
Yes.
and that's always been completely illegal. You have to have a very long period of time before you subject pregnant women, and children to a vaccination until you've done a long-term study of the effects that come. And we're seeing right now the effects are like nothing that's ever happened in history.
Yeah.
What the hell?
It almost reminds me, Michael, of that sort of that Moses experience where the pharaohs, one of the curses that Moses talked about was that your enemies will come to rulership over you. And one of the effects of that will be that the pharaohs said that these people are getting too out of control, i.e., Israel. Now, I contend that's not the Middle East Israel that he was talking about entirely,
Right.
because he talked about your future, but he also, I would be remiss if I didn't share this. In I want to say Genesis 12 and in Genesis 15, when Yah put Abraham in a deep sleep, he showed him his future. He said, "Tell me if you can count the number of stars." Remember that? And Abraham said, "No, there's too many." So I'm imagining this where he then promised him that his offspring, his seed line will be like the sand of the earth, the sand on the beach, the stars in the heaven. He is not talking about Middle East Israel, where there's what, 2 million? So even if you think that Middle East Israel is the only place where Israel is, there's only 2 million. And all of the Western nations, as we've talked about before, Europe, Western Europe, America for sure. Imagine that he sees 350 million stars instead of 2 million, or 350 million plus the population of Western Europe and Australia and New Zealand and everywhere that ancient Israel migrated to through the Caucasus, as we've kind of chatted about. So this is what he was talking about, and Abraham was seeing his seed line around the entire earth as a blessing. And so, but the curses where he said that the beasts of the earth, in his description to the choosing the cursing, he said that the beast of the earth, the Faucis, the Gates, um, these are the beasts of the earth. That the World Health Organization, these beasts of the earth will be review of your children. And there's the vaccine that we're talking about, or there's the toxins in the food and the water and the air, and all of the ways that you pronounce like almost every week, every day. These are the attacks on us, and it's because of that we've disobeyed God.
Yeah. So every show we're having, unfortunately, people that have uh, problems. So the way to get the vax out, we've talked about that many times. You want to go over that real quick again?
Yeah, there's a Vax detox down in the show notes. I think it's called, how to detox vaccines. So there's two ways, Greg. That's such a great question. I appreciate that. Because now it's been in for a while, it's in. So she still has to remove it externally, get it out of the shot site. The instructions for that are down below where we show on a child the Vax locations, what product out of Michael's store to mix, how to mix it. And then internally, we've talked about that as well. But basically, we would start with the Intuostat and the Cardio NF, these sulfur guys like Newsom and these out of control things where we really haven't asked the Navy for help. But yeah, military.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. JAG officers basically will
Jag,
step
that's it.
in.
Jag, yeah.
They've been, a lot of people don't realize it. It's been behind the scenes, but they have been forming an incredible number of JAG officers. So I mean, why? Yeah, there's
That's it.
there's something afoot. So
That's it. It's Jag. Yeah, that's right.
yeah, Judge Advocate General
Yeah.
JAG.
So you and I have the authority and the ability to petition JAG for intervention in local law enforcement where they're failing to help protect us.
Right, right.
Yeah.
So that's going to be. I think that at some point that step is coming for those cities, Portland, which I don't see Portland surviving as a city. I think it's going to be destroyed. And
Yeah.
the same thing with Chicago. A lot of these cities are going to be destroyed because the deep state is just going to like pile people into there. That's going to be their last bastion of defense.
Yeah.
And like a lot of people talk about 14, 17, 19 different cities, which will basically be destroyed. I hope not. I mean, power of prayer, uh, President Trump, taking action early, uh, that's going to make a big difference. Who knows?
I think, Michael, maybe it comes back to what we talked about at the beginning, that it's choose this day. And so when we talk about the deep state, like, personally in my life and in the people that I love and have a relationship with, we're already in this process of repentance, like Moses talked about.
Hmm.
You're going to have to repent at the end to get this worked out. Where I almost see still Trump saying, basically repent. And if you're not at the deep state, that part of that, what happens is in the loss of these 17 cities is potentially a world war and the result of us not doing what we're supposed to do.
Yeah. Now in the Middle East, I think we're going I think we're gonna like really shake Iran up
Oh
because
yeah,
Iran is the culprit of almost all of the problems in the Middle East. So I would have thought that when Trump came in and bombed the hell out of them, uh, that would have been the thing that would have dropped the Iranian regime, but it didn't. So at some point, it's going to have to be. They're going to have to exert more pressure on Iran because it has to be a regime change in Iran. And then, of course, you're going to have all those people that are like, "Oh, you're serving Israel and all that stuff." Israel is not even an issue, really. Uh, if the United States withdrew their support like they have for Ukraine, Ukraine is collapsing so fast now. Uh, once the United States pulls its all of it, because it's starting to now, I believe,
good,
pulls all of its support from Israel. So Israel still Israel for a long time, the Zionist that was basically deep state, you know, bastion.
right?
So now that it's been exposed, we're going to see it basically go away. It'll still be a country. I don't know if it'll still be called Israel, but it will go away at some point as being one of the Zionists, the Khazarian mafia's headquarters. So that they're going to be used in the end. It's kind of like that movie Hunt for Red October, where you have the Russian sub fires at its its other sub that's trying to escape and go to the U.S. side.
Yeah.
So he shoots a torpedo. The captain of the sub, um, you know, points the sub at the missile or at the torpedo, and everybody's like, "We're gonna die." And it hits the submarine and breaks up because he knew that it took time for it to arm, and if he could get to that point before it armed, it'd be useless.
Right.
So we're seeing some of that now with Trump moving into some of these cities. He's starting to make them useless, and they know that, and they're getting very, very anxious and fired up. So
Amazing.
it's the same thing with Iran. So eventually, what happened in that movie is the other Russian sub basically made it so that when the torpedo left the tube, it was ready to blow up. It strike a target, it's going to blow up. So they had it so that it would like arm itself, so it wouldn't hurt the other sub. So it would, go off and it hit something before it got a safe distance away. It wouldn't harm the sub that shot it. So
Makes
now
sense.
this guy's like, I don't care. We're taking this guy out with his, he's trying to
Yeah.
escape from Mother Russia, and so
Yeah.
he's got to be taken out. It was Soviet Union back then, so not really Mother Russia, but anyway, which was deep state. So he shoots another torpedo, and they circle the sub around, and they basically make it so that that torpedo hooks onto the other sub and blows it up. So the deep state blew itself up. And that's what we're trying to do now. We're going to make Israel blow itself up. We're going to make these deep state cities blow themselves up.
Right.
So that's the Hunt for Red October theme that's working right now.
Very fascinating. What an amazing movie.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
classic.
Yeah.
And a good, because it's being, Trump has been referring to those movies, and so has Juan O'Saven,
Yes.
who's obviously got some deep insights into what's going to happen. So that's a good breakdown for everybody. So a lot of people don't understand. There's lots of hidden meanings in a lot of this information, just like Moses and Trump, just like the horns on Moses' head. Everybody's like, "Oh, it's a devil." No, they misinterpreted that, and now that you know, this is like it can be a powerful thing to have
Yes.
horns. That's back then they thought that was a great thing if you had horns. So that's some of the exposure that we're coming out. But some people are going to get stuck. Some people are still stuck to think the vaccination is great, and they're still getting you know more vaccinations, more and more vaccinations, and they're having more and more complications. They can't figure it out. And the doctors can't figure it out, or if they do, they're not saying anything because they get in trouble if they do, lose their jobs, lose their money. So they're just like going along with it.
Michael, it's so bad. I'm probably not, we're singing to the choir, talking to your audience, your listeners, because I've been meeting with several of them, and they're on the ball. It's been a lot of fun getting one-on-one time with the people that are in the oral scanning, and I spend one-on-one time with them at the end of the process, going through their whole mouth in detail, making some suggestions and stuff like that. No, they're all very sharp and very compassionate and just great people. So I'm loving it.
Yeah.
But out there beyond our walls, like it's part of our mission to try to, wakey, like you say all the time, to get these people so they're not going to die. If they don't wakey, they're not going to make it. They're not going to makey if they don't wakey.
I was about to say that's good. I'm glad you said that. They're not going to makey. While the rest of us at some point will be celebrating, there's going to be a lot of people that don't make it there. So
Yeah. It's a really hard curve. Waking up can be really hard, painful to do.
mm-hmm.
It's like dying. It's like dying to oneself. It's painful.
Yeah, there's all kind of things out there where you can have the little death. So I remember my first vision quest. I had the little death. It's the death of the ego. So that was very interesting. So I overcame a lot of stuff. One of them was just learning how to, like, you don't need to eat all the time. Like me, I was like, if I don't have food, I'll die. It's like it's dumb, you know. It's like you got water, you're gonna survive a long time.
I still feel that
Uh,
way.
and a lot of people do. So that's part of it. So you have to overcome that mind noise, and then eventually, like on the third day, it all settled down. It was like its little monkey mind chirping was like, hmm. It was gone, and it was
Yeah,
so peaceful. Oh, yeah. So that was a little death of the ego that I went through, and some people will never go through that in their whole lifetime, and that's a sad travesty to me as well. But their egos will eat them up and kill them, and that's what we're seeing right now on a massive scale. The people that
yes,
get vaccinated, the people that believe that Trump is evil and is bad. So
yeah,
it's we
yeah,
can inform them as much as we can, try, and if they don't make it, they don't make it. It's just I've seen a lot of death in my life, so it is
yeah.
it's unfortunate. And usually it's because of your consciousness. All the people that I work with that were like dialed in, believed
Right.
in God, and believed in understood negative thoughts would attract negative things. In a combat zone, you can't be negative or you die, right? So now we're all in a combat zone. So all those negative thoughts, those people are dying.
Yes,
So,
yes.
yeah, and
And
it's sad. I mean, it's sad. I saw many friends over the years. You know, they had those effed up thoughts.
yes,
And
yes.
we couldn't talk them out of it. And then they was like, well, you can't be around us and have those thoughts and talk that shit. So you got to go work somewhere else. So they went and worked somewhere else and they died horribly, horribly. So um, so you can only convince people so much. But that little ego thing that's in there chirping away, I saw, like I said, I saw those egos, and boy, it's a vibrational effect,
Yes.
and
Like you have
it's
said,
affecting.
sorry.
Yeah,
According to our beliefs, let it be done unto us.
yeah,
That is a scary reality.
hmm,
Like we're our own worst enemies.
yeah.
Yeah.
And during Moses' time, he basically said, repent like you're talking about, and they didn't, and they died, right, on a
They
massive
did.
scale in Egypt.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay, I'm taking my people, I'm out. You guys are all messed up. And then partying of the Red Sea, walk through, and Pharaoh's like, oh no, you can't get away. I'm gonna take you out. And then the waters watched the water, came back and went, go sheesh. And then they wandered, and he got the 10 Commandments once, and comes down from the mountain. And what's crazy is I've physically been to Mount Sinai, and we're like looking for where Moses meditated. So and I'm going to be part of I was part of a group that we basically anchored in some very positive vibrational stuff, and I've done that in many places over my life. But we're looking for the place where Moses was in the cave, and so we're like, we kind of most of us gave up, and I was like, "Where's Tracy?" And then Tracy comes back and says, "I found it." Some people can quiet themselves down and go to that place, and she does a really good job of that. Where there's noise all around, she's just like goes to that place, and I try and stay in that place, but I'm not always successful. But uh, I can tell you, if you're not in some kind of like quiet place in your mind, if you're always chirp 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 monkey mind, that's not going to work for you real good during this time frame, because we're at war, like I said, and there's going to be a lot of people lost in this war, and already have been.
good word, and she's so good at like seeing it in everything right away.
Yep. Yeah. So and Moses got mad. He came back, and they chose to like go back to the old ways, and made the golden calf again. Worshiping like what we see now, the wokesters, worshiping false gods and all kind of crazy stuff. And it's like like
And they
threw,
all
threw
died.
the threw the commandments at him, and then had to go back and do another 40 days and 40 nights of fasting. Oh my God, back to back. That must have been tough. I the most I've done, I think I've done 10 or 11 days. Boy, but I guess once you get past a certain level, it's it's easier. But I was like, wow, it's tough. But the first, like I said, my first fasting was like that was the worst, and after that it was easy. I fast every day now. It's no big deal. And some days I just do a day fast.
Right,
So
right.
I do that intermittent fasting. So my foods, I do the opposite what most people eat.
Yeah,
They eat like you know uh, 16, 18 hours a day. I only eat 8. So in that time frame, and it's
awesome.
very very lean. What I eat, it's very healthy. As healthy as I can get it. But of course, I eat well. And my lovely Tracy I was like, "What do you want for tonight?" And I was like, "Steak and potato." So she took out some steak. We're gonna have steak tonight. So you eat
I'll be there.
well. Yeah, we're close enough, right? You might be able to make it. So it's yeah. Janet says from darkness to light. So that's where we're at
Good word,
right
Janet.
now. Yeah,
Yeah,
and your supplements make a difference. Right now, there's 444 likes. Good number.
good.
Angelic. Yeah. All right.
Beautiful.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
And we'll see you guys next time. Always a very interesting conversation here on Wednesdays. So
Awesome. Love y'all.